Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the past few days, for a week or so, there are many Wing Chun friends leaving comment in my YouTube channels, message me, asking me what is the influence of Hakka combat art or Hakka martial art to Wing Chun. So there are many of friends in the Wing Chun. For some reason, they thought that Wing Chun is influenced by Hakka art. And thus, they are messaging me, asking me the questions after they saw me share the link from 1850s Wing Chun, Shaolin Sword Strike to General Qi Ji Guang 1560. Now, that led me to share this video. So once for all, I want to clean this thing up. All Chinese martial arts have their uniqueness, have their strength, and I respect every Chinese martial arts. However, one really need to know what is one talking about before one say Wing Chun is influenced by this art, Wing Chun is influenced by that art. Like today, you can hear all around the world. Wing Chun is White Crane Fujian, Wing Chun is Wang Chun, Wing Chun is Hakka, all sort of stuff. And some even Wing Chun become Tai Chi or influenced by Tai Chi. Well, this is a problem. The root of the problem is exactly the 5 bad habits which is I shared yesterday in my other video. When people do not really understand things, they start to speculate. And somebody thinking that their way is the proper way, so today you have so many Wing Chun. Haven't know what the heck it is. Now, so today I like to share with you the bottom line of Chinese martial art. Okay, the bottom line of Chinese martial art is the identity of the art, which group of the people it come from, where it's come from. There's an identity there. And then the second is the uniqueness of the art. A special way, a uniqueness of that particular art is performed. In Chinese, it's called Qin Lo. Qin Lo. In the old time, like my Sifu's generations and my Sifu's friends, and wherever I go, it doesn't matter is Fujian Sifu or Sifu from Canton. People talk about Qin Lo. Qin Lo is the uniqueness, specialty of the art. Okay, so there are two things there: the identity and Qin Lo. If one want to fully understand an art, one need to study both. And from a legit teacher, like today we call it so-called authentic, one will have to have these two understood and learned before one claim one to be a student of the art. That's ancient. Okay? So today I like to go in the ancient practice to share with you what is Wing Chun 1850, which is reside in the Fine Jade Opera Association Fat San, which is the red boat. This is prior to Yongzhan. Okay? Historically, by evidence, we know what it is. Today, because we have data. Okay? Now, I'm saying this is not to put anybody down or make wrong anybody. I'm saying this today is to leave this piece of information in United States of America so that here on people really clear what is going on. This channel is for education and culture. It's for clarify things, not against anybody. Okay? Get that really clear. Now, speaking of Wing Chun, Red Boat Wing Chun, we need to know which red boat you are talking about, or we are talking about. So there are two red boats in the history of China. Okay, there are two red boats. One is the Kinghua Weigun red boat, or Fine Jade uh, Opera Opera Association's red boat. Kinghua Weigun Fine Jade Opera Association red boat. That red boat is in the time of 1830s, 40s until 1850s. So Kinghua Weigun exists long time ago. About some histories say even pushed down to like 1570s, something like that, 1500s. Okay, so that is the Kinghua Weigun. Now, this Fine Jade Opera red boat, uh, it was banned by the Qing government after 1854 because the artists in the red boat opera start an uprising against the Qing, which is supporting the Taiping's uprising. It is uprising against the Qing. So the Qing government, of course, going to fight with them and then ban the the associations and even ban the opera performance and so forth. So that is the fine jade. Now, this Red Boat Opera, who is anti-Qing, is where the Wing Chun 1850 reside in. And that time, the leader of the uprising is Li Man Mao. All this you can check in the history. And Li Man Mao is linked with many people in the Heaven Earth Association, who is the anti-Qing, including the founder of Hong Sing Choi Lei Fat. So all this group of people, the Choi Lei Fat, the anti-Qing, the Wing Chun, they are actually meeting in the Fine Jade associations for their uprising and so forth for years. So though in Fatsan, the fine jade at that time is known as the anti-government headquarters. Okay? So you need to know this. Now, the red boat was banned. So no more Chinese opera. Start from like 1854, 55 that time. Now, about 13 years later, 1868, 69, 1868, 69, the Qing government allowed people to start the opera associations or the red boat stuff. Now, that is no longer in Fatsan. It migrated to Gongzhou. Okay, so that is where the start of the Ba Wo Wei Gun, the 8 harmonies. Okay, so those are the Qing. So when they talk about the red boat, one need to be really clear. Is it the 1850s anti-Qing red boat or the red boat which is in the 1869 or 1870? Those are different things, completely different things. One is anti-Qing, one is started allowed by the Qing. Okay? Meaning you have to be pro-Qing because the Qing government is supporting that. So today, when people talk about red boat, anti-Qing, we need to ask them, which red boat are you talking about? What I'm sharing with you is Chinese history. Okay? Now, let's proceed further to the identity of the uh, Wing Chun 1850. We are not talking about the 1870s red boat stuff. Many people today is mix up that 1870s red boat and the people who is there teaching with the 1850s. Now, the 1850s Wing Chun have an identity which is in their salutation, which is recorded down in the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao writing. And it is known that this art belongs to the actor who play female role, or 精蛋 or 花旦. That's why it is called the female art. Okay? And the identity of this Wing Chun 1850, it is a common practice at that time for the anti-Qing martial art school or system. So at that time, as soon as one show this gesture of identity, one know which segment of anti-Qing you are from. Okay? Those are their signal to communicate. Even if they don't know each other, they show the gesture and people know where you're from. Now, just now I mentioned Hong Sing Choi Lei Fat. Well, if you look at Hong Sing Choi Lei Fat, they have their gesture, which is with their identity and their uniqueness of their art. And they have their poem of it. Wing Chun 1850 have no difference. It has its gesture, which is present its uniqueness and it is identity. And it is a part of the anti-Qing. So the identity of Wing Chun 1850 look like this. The beginning salutations of 1850 Wing Chun. The first thing is a lady's salutation. In the ancient Chinese, a lady bow in this way. That is what it is. Okay? So this is the first move in the Wing Chun open salutations, 1850, the anti-Qing. The lady bowing, which is in the signature of it is belongs to the actor who play female role. This is called fan qing. This is mean anti-qing, or what do you call it? Overturn qing. Fu Ming, return to the Ming dynasty, Ming. Okay? And then Wu Hu Si Hai, 5 leg, 4 seas. This means all over China. 十指连心, 10 finger, 1 heart, meaning all the race in China have 1 heart, 1 will. 还我河山, return me my country. Okay? So you have the salutation. This is the opening. When people play that at that time, they know where you are from. And then for the closing salutation, this again, this is a signature of the male play female role. The bong, this is the finger, the short finger. Okay? So this is the closing salutation. And you see that this is like a female way of putting the hand on the waist. Okay? So this is the closing salutation. So in the ancient, if you play that, people know you are from the male play female role sect of the fine jet, King Hua Wei Gun. They know you're anti-Qing. So the anti-Qing brother, like the Hong Sing Choi brother, they know you. And you know the Hong Sing Choi brother too, because you know their gesture. You know their identity. So this is the first thing we need to know where the martial art system or school is from. Unless one be able to show the identity, one really don't know where one comes. Okay? Now, that is the identity. The second thing is the uniqueness or the Queen Lo of the Wing Chun. Wing Chun is named as Pip San Tuin Da, sticking body short strike, which is good with shoot in and sticking fighting. For example, okay, this is shoot in. I get to his body, and then I run it through. I stick at him and fighting. Okay? So say I do a common tan and lap handling. So I tan, I get in. I crush in. And then I continue sticking at him and striking him while I penetrate or run through him. That is the uniqueness of Wing Chun. Okay? Now, this uniqueness of Wing Chun has to be supported by two things. One is called San Gong, one is called Sao Fat. San Gong in today's word is specific functional training or style specific functional training. You train that functional training or body conditioning for Wing Chun. Sao Fat is the method, not hand techniques, method. Sao in Chinese is hand, Fat is method. Sao Fat is the means of doing things. It is not hand techniques. Many people today translate Sao Fat as hand techniques, which is not what the ancient Chinese is talking about. So you have to have the San Gong supporting the Sao Fat. It's like if you are a swimmer, you need to train how to swim before you are talking about butterfly style, freestyle, dog style. Is this clear? San Gong Sao Fat. Now, for the San Gong is in the Xiu Nim Tao. I have shared the 5 level of transportations training in my channel here. One need to train, like in the E.G. Kam Yong Ma at the beginning. Until one can feel one's quote-unquote breathing all over the body. That is for recovery. Okay? That's for recovery. That's where it has to be extremely so-called soft. Like your body disappears, so you'll be able to breathe. When you breathe, you can have aware of, it's like your body is breathing completely. This is according to the Buddha's teaching of Anapanasati, the 16th of that. Aware of your breath, aware of your inhale, aware of your exhale, aware the length of your inhale and exhale, aware the breath is all over the body. That is a Buddha's teaching. And since Wing Chun's mother art of this practice is the 峨眉十二庄 is a Buddhist art. Okay? So this has to be really clear. The first thing is you can get into the state of your entire body is breathing. That is called 心气 to 丹田. In today's term, it's called recovery state. You can get into the state of recovery your body. On top of this recovery state, there's a training state. At that time, the breathing, you can use the breathing to support your momentum and the strength exertions, which you need the lower abs breathing, and you need how to handle your intra-abdominal pressure or handling your core stability at this dynamic striking or attacking. So that's called training. So this recovery is called yang. This training is called lian. So when one do Xiu Lim Tao, if one really have handle of the Xiu Lim Tao, one be able to get into the recovery where you recover the body and also be able to use in the high intensity dynamic. So there are two types of breathing. One is for training, one is for the recovery. And the two types of training come with different physiological state. Okay? So this is the 5 level of transportation. Watch my other video for details. Okay? Now, what does body conditioning or style-specific transfer function? Then one proceed into momentum. Momentum. The shoot-in momentum, the sticking momentum, all type of momentum. The momentum is random, unstable, recycling momentum type. It is unstable because I might shoot in, strike really hard, and I found out the opponent changed. So now I become unstable. I have to recycle. Okay? It is random is because when I shoot in or when I attack, I don't know how the opponent is going to react. So it is random, it is unstable, you have to deal with it. And you have to recycle the momentum so you'll be able to continue on from one momentum, transfer to another momentum, which is the flow. It never stops, it is entirely dynamic. Now, as for exertion of strength, Wing Chun have 2 stage rocket type of exertion of strength, which is called the short strike strength. I'm going to strike this opponent. The first stage of the rockets is you shoot with your body, you move with your body, you drive with your body. And then the second strike come in on top of the body drive. I want to get in and striking him. So there are 2 stage rocket. But one need to have that recovery, training, the momentum before one can do this exerting of force. Okay? And all this exerting of force or short power is actually on top of the unstable random recycling momentum. That's what it is. So this is the San Gong. Okay? One need this. Now, as the method, the Sao Fat, the Sao Fat is there are a few things need to satisfy. The first thing is you need to rub an angle in so that you don't crash with him head-to-head collusion. This is called soft. If I crash with him directly, try to overpower him, that is not soft. Soft means if he's coming this way, I go in with the angle. That's soft. That's called robbing angle. I rob an angle in so that now this is in his weak point, and at the same time I will rob in the angle, you are eating his place. So robbing angle is called 抢角. When at the same time, when you get into the 抢角, you are actually 食壞. 食壞 meaning you are eating his position or his center axis, or you're pressuring his center axis. That's why you say the uh, big bow pressure steps. Now the big bow have the pressuring his leg, his body with your leg, or you strike him with the knees. And then there is this Chi San or My San or Tip San, which is means sticking at him. Your body further pressurize him, or you can even bounce him or strike him with your butt or your shoulder. And then on top of that, there is the strike. Okay? Now, this is the characteristic or the uniqueness of the Tit San Tuin Ta. At every move, is going to do rubbing the angle, eating his positions, or the center axis. Notice that do not use the term or occupy his space. No, it's not about occupy his space. You take away his center axis like this. You push his, you are actually taking and pressuring his center axis. It's not just occupy space like today when people say that, okay? It's not. So you have orders from the lower domain, mid domain, and upper domain. You go strike in the same time with this three domain. That is the basic techniques, uniqueness of sticking body short strike Wing Chun, which is inherent from Shaolin short strike. And this short strike art from Shaolin actually is inherited from the Ming Dynasty General Qi Ji Guang arts. And the General Qi Ji Guang art actually is a collection, and he summarized it, organized it, reform it from the Chinese Ming Dynasty art. The short strike exists in Ming Dynasty. Okay? So that's how it is. So this is the Shaolin short strike sticking body art, or the Wing Chun 1850 short strike sticking body art. Okay? Now, in this method, always also there is a specialty, meaning once one stick and attack in after the robbing angle and so forth, and pressure with the body, everything, one do not stop, one continues to strike, sticking and striking, keeping attack. You can be throwing all sort of stuff. That's where the plum flower footwork come into play. The way how you stick at him and keeping walking and so forth, those are a part of plum flower footwork. Okay? Now, so I want to share with you a few examples. Say the Tan method. So the Tan method is you receive, you get in. You attack him with elbow here. This is your Tan Sao. Okay, but Tan method is not Tan techniques. And then I can fook, meaning that this hand turn into fook, but there's not the dominant. This is the techniques to help. The key is my body has to drive in. Okay, as I shared with you just now. So the hand techniques is not the main. The main is that Chong Kok, Sek Wai, Tip San, Big Bow, Lin Wan Chui, meaning that you continue attack. Okay, so you get in, you see all this continue to attack. That is the method. Okay, So you can see that it's like the tan, like fook, not fook south. Now bong have bong method. Bong method is going inside here. This is a bong. Right away you stuck him in, you push him in. And the what is coming next will be a throw or a fall. Okay? And also say I coming in with the press, pressing his body. And then I do a K, he's warding off. He just try to avoid me. Well, that's where the takedown is coming in. So you take down, push him in. This is Wing Chun 1850. So we need to learn this thing, the identity, the uniqueness, the basic of the specific functional training, the methods. Until we know this, we really don't know what it is. Until we know this, how are we going to say Wing Chun is influenced from Hakka art because of its narrow stand, the hand is small? Well, that will be like saying all uh, Apple is influenced by Samsung. See, because they all look alike in their case, their smartphone case. So is that true that they look at the shape of uh, the Apple phone? You say, well, this must be influenced by the Google phone or Samsung phone. Can you do that?